My name is Alicja. I am a senior principal ML architect at the Silicon Valley startup Sima.ai. Today, together with other organizers and with the support of our sponsor and partners, we want to bring more light on the topic of artificial intelligence. So please bear with us. Artificial intelligence is one of the most frequently heard word nowadays, not only in the tech world but also among all of us. You can find it in mobile assistants like your personal phones or computers. It's also part of the entertainment system, VR or other games. It's also used for monitoring, for example, for health monitoring. You can have smart cameras in your home that can monitor your blood pressure or your vital signs and in this way track information about your health, share information about emergencies with your friends or with the doctors. It can be also used for personalization, for example, to adjust lights to your liking or the volume of the music. It's also used to protect us, protect our houses as a part of surveillance system around us in the city, but also in our homes. For example, the smart doorbell that can detect different persons or objects that are in front of our doors. It can be also part of the systems that can help save you money, like for example solar panels. They can work in a smart way in order to be the most efficient. AI is also part of the systems that can be used to care about environment, either guide the research about how to take better care of the environment, or use also in some of the devices that can make use of some environment-friendly sources of energy. AI is also frequently used in the design software, design systems. So, for example, it can help you visualize how your room, how your house will look like. It can help you design some of the devices in the design software systems. And also you can find it in autonomous driving. For example, Teslas, they are equipped with smart cameras that can detect the lanes. They can notify you whenever you cross the lane. So both for supporting you and also increasing the safety when driving autonomous vehicles. AI really mean? Artificial means that something was made or produced by human. It doesn't occur naturally. Especially we can talk about something artificial when it's a copy of something natural. When it comes to the intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills that we obtained. So, do we think that artificial intelligence is really that smart? It turns out it has some limitations. For example, it cannot resonate and it cannot emphasize. It cannot also make real inventions, and it cannot handle out of distribution examples or some anomalies, some outliers. All of that is because it doesn't really think. It's trained on a huge amount of data and it makes decisions based on all this historical data that it has access to. So in a sense, it's like a really useful tool to make really good reasoning or decision, but only based on the data that was fed into the artificial intelligence. When we ask the artificial intelligence to create something, it will not think out of the box. It will use all the data from all the inventions that were fed into it and then propose something. But it will be based on existing knowledge. Similar with out of the distribution examples, usually where there is a new case, a new scenario, a new object, artificial intelligence is not really good at making successful predictions and making good decisions. So if the model was trained to detect cars, it may not work really well when handling other type of objects. We'll have to fit examples representing this other type of object and retrain our model. Of course, it's improving, but at the same time, AI is being very actively studied. Various solutions have been designed and are designed almost every day across different types of inputs like cameras, audio, or other sensor types like temperature sensor, and also across various market segments. So here we list two types of modalities and a few use cases around each modality, and in the following slides we'll show you some examples of how AI is used in these use cases. So from the vision input modality, we can have frictionless retail, which is a nice way of making shopping really effortless. And then we have health monitoring, so systems that allow for patient monitoring, health status tracking remotely. And then we also have examples of autonomous driving. When it comes to the text, we'll show you some examples of smart assistants, like voice assistants like Alexa. We'll show you some examples of answer generation or the search as well. And then we'll show you text auto-completion. Like when you type the message in your phone, it will suggest the words that should come next. So yes, please stay with us for all these examples. Okay, so when it comes to frictionless retail, what type of models or what type of algorithms could be used in this scenario? So we can encounter algorithms like person tracking, so we can identify the person and we can follow the path that the person is going through the store. We can also recognize actions, so we know that maybe somebody is picking an object or putting it back. We can recognize some violent behavior, or maybe somebody is trying to steal some object. We can recognize all of these actions. We can also have automated payments, so it will be a combination of person tracking, maybe recognizing the action that somebody is leaving the store, maybe some other objects around like the gate. So a combination of all of these objects can be used for automated payments. And then we can also use AI for inventory tracking, so we can know, for example, we are running out of water bottles, so we should order more, or maybe there is a huge interest in specific objects, so we can plan better where to put it, or maybe order more of such objects, also analyze why there is a bigger demand for such objects. So this is another example of how AI could be used. But these are only examples. There's like ton more of other use cases. So AI is really huge in all the computer vision domains. So please remember that these are only a few examples, and there is definitely much more to this. Okay, so we would like to introduce example of the frictionless retail store that was introduced by Amazon, and it will show you all of these actions and all of these types of algorithms that are used that we talked about before.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store, so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go.
The next example focuses on health monitoring. So, for example, wearable systems like a smartwatch that you can have on your wrist, and that can track how many steps you took, or maybe what type of activity you performed. There are also systems for in-home monitoring. So for example, some smart device at your home that allows you to measure blood pressure or maybe some other parameters. There are also systems for medicine tracking, so like a smart box that would dispose the pills and will track whether you took the pill that day, or like maybe you should order more pills because you are running out of them. There are also different mobile apps for tracking exercise. So, for example, when you go to the gym, you can use that app, and it will be like your assistant that can help you achieve your health goals. There are also other solutions for planning your diet, so food consumption, tracking calories, giving you personal suggestion also about what rules to follow based on your personal experience and your demographics. Okay, so I would like to show you such example right now. It will show a smart health monitoring system of the future, and will show you what it can measure and how this information could be used and exchanged with doctors to track and the emergencies, track your health status over time. One very important thing to note here is that it's not replacing the doctors. It's assisting them to make decisions faster, make more informed decisions, and help you better. But it cannot replace a real professional.
In the decades ahead, healthcare will undergo dramatic transformations. Medicine will become more precise. Value will shape care delivery. Patients will become empowered consumers, and digitalization will transform every facet of healthcare. Patients will have a digital twin, a customized computational model of themselves, enabling Dr. Clive to anticipate illness, guide therapy options, and predict outcomes of procedures. Expanding precision medicine will enable radiologists to make highly specific diagnoses for Stephen without unwarranted variations. AI-powered decision models, fed by vast population health data, will improve diagnostic accuracy. Healthcare will become anticipatory, organized around Paula's medical conditions, and available around the clock, transforming care delivery. Multidisciplinary, highly productive care teams structured around patients and their needs will collaboratively deliver the full cycle of care. All interactions with John will become convenient, personalized, and compassionate, improving patient experience. Supported by real-time monitoring and guidance, John will become more empowered and have physical and virtual access to care when and where he needs it. At Siemens Healthineers, we are enabling healthcare providers to increase value, shaping the future of healthcare.
In this example, you will see solutions used for autonomous driving. So it could be either in-cabin monitoring, like monitoring of a driver. We can detect that maybe the driver is sleepy, or maybe something is happening to the driver, it lost attention. We can track the eye gaze. So all of the monitoring inside the car to increase the safety. There are also some solutions outside of the car to support drivers, so they are called driver assistance system. In this case, we'll have sensors mounted outside of the car, like cameras, lidar, radar, and we can detect the situation on the road, we can detect other objects, we can detect different violent behavior, for example, or maybe somebody is driving, from side to side, so it might be dangerous. So we can use that information for the driver safety and also to communicate with other drivers. AI can be also used in the car for entertainment, so all the entertainment system can be equipped with some smartness from artificial intelligence, and also for the personalization. So based on your preferences, based on your current state of the health, state of the mind, like adjust the music or adjust the temperature inside the car. So all of that could be used to make the car more personal. Okay, and here you'll see a short video showing the Tesla autonomous driving system, which is very exciting and inspiring. So we hope you'll enjoy watching this. Okay, now changing gears a little bit, we'll show systems that use audio or text data to make predictions. So, for example, some voice assistants, solutions to which you speak. You say a voice command, and then based on that, you can expect some action. So, for example, you can ask for the weather, or you can play some song, play the video. So all of that using the voice input. You can also have AI in solutions that process text, like note trackers. For example, it can make a summary of the text that you put in the text editor. For the calendars, it can suggest the slots that work best for you. For planning events, for example, for planning travel, maybe suggest the places that would best meet your preferences, restaurants that you like the most. So all of that using text or audio inputs. Okay, and this solution, this example will show you some limitations of the artificial intelligence systems that are based on voice recognition. This video, we found it really funny. So of course, this is the specific use case that show limitation of the AI, but at the same time, it can also help. So it's not like it doesn't work all the time. It just shows the limitations of the solution. So please have in mind that sometimes it works.
Playing jazz.
Playing jazz.
Smoothie.
Making smoothie.
Calendar.
No meetings today. Remember, tandläkare at 9:30.
Fire off.
Fire off.
Open door.
Door open.
Sånn. Så skal vi sette en til.
All right. Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open door.
Repeat that.
Open door.
I didn't understand that.
Hey, open door.
Play on the floor.
Get over the door. Open the door.
Wrong voice command. Error.
Here you go. With a rock. Open door.
Okay, and now a solution that became really popular in the last weeks. So ChatGPT, very powerful model that can be used for example, answer generation, also text generation. I'm sure you heard of the ChatGPT. So you would give a prompt to this smart bot, let's say, and it will respond with some answer. And you can either ask the question or you can ask to generate some text. It raised also a lot of legal concerns, so that's also important to analyze and have that in mind. But we wanted to show you examples of how powerful it is. Okay, so you will see such examples in the video that we will play in a second. What's important to remember is that this solution doesn't really think. As we explained at the beginning, it was fed with a huge amount of data. So the decision that it's making is based on all of that data. Sometimes it's wrong, and then it cannot really admit that it was wrong. You can really guide the ChatGPT into a specific way of thinking, which is not really good because it's not a reliable source of knowledge. There has to be an expert that is able to understand the output that was generated by ChatGPT and really say if the output is correct or not. So for now, it's a really nice tool to play with, but it cannot be used on its own in the current state. So more research will be put into such solutions to bridge this gap.
GPT-4 is the latest AI system from OpenAI, the lab that created DALL-E and ChatGPT. GPT-4 is a breakthrough in problem-solving capabilities. For example, you can ask it how you would clean the inside of a tank filled with piranhas, and it'll give you something useful. It can also read, analyze, or generate up to 25,000 words of text. It can write code in all major programming languages. And it understands images as input and can reason with them in sophisticated ways. Most importantly, after we created GPT-4, we spent months making it safer and more aligned with how you want to use it. The methods we've developed to continuously improve GPT-4 will help us as we work towards AI systems that will empower us all.
Okay, so another example is text autocompletion. So for example, AI can be used to correct your spelling, to suggest the text or email responses, to suggest the next words that are coming after the current word that you typed, and in this way increase the speed of writing. So let's see an example of the solution for the autocompletion.
Autocomplete is a feature within Google Search designed to make it faster to complete searches you're beginning to type. We created it to help save people time, which it definitely does. On average, autocomplete reduces typing by about 25%. How it works at a very basic level is by looking at what you're starting to type in the search bar, sorting through trillions of past Google searches to find ones that include the letters you just typed, then displaying some of the most common ones. So what you see in autocomplete are predictions based on lots of data about how people search. That's why the first queries you typically see are your own past searches, because data tell us users tend to repeat them. Those predictions are indicated by a clock icon, and you can delete them right in the search bar, or you can visit your Google account page. Another thing to know is that a common query in one part of the world may not be so common in another. That's why autocomplete considers location, as well as the language being used when displaying predictions. Autocomplete also takes into account what searches have been trending, which is why queries related to the news or recent events may move up the list of predictions when relevant. The last thing autocomplete factors in is what you won't see. Predictions identified as inappropriate, harmful, or otherwise against our policies. We don't stop anyone from searching for whatever they want. We've simply designed policies so people won't be unintentionally surprised, shocked, or otherwise shown unhelpful predictions in autocomplete. Because autocomplete has always been about getting you to what you're really looking for quicker. And with billions of searches being completed every day, our predictions will keep getting better, getting you to results even faster.
We hope you enjoyed all of these examples, and now you know more how AI could be used. So now it's the time to tell a little bit more about AI limitations and show you some call for action. We already mentioned a few of them briefly, but we want to really emphasize a few of them here. So the first point is that there are no certifications and standards for the artificial intelligence yet. So a lot of groups are really studying and looking into AI, how to explain its behavior, how to make sense of the responses to ensure that it's safe. Because of that, it cannot really replace professionals. It can be used as the support system to guide them, but the final decision is left to the human. So please, in any case, don't listen to AI for emergencies. If you have an emergency, call professional help. don't ask Alexa to help you with your health problem. It's really important to remember that it won't be able to help you in such situation. Don't rely on AI for that. The second point is bias. So the answer generated by the artificial intelligence system may not be fair for different groups. It could be because of the class imbalance, or maybe there are some underlying parameters that are influencing the decision of the model. You cannot rely on the AI itself. You can always think about what this answer really means. Is it like supported by some other research, some statistics of data? It's really not a good idea to rely on the AI itself. Another point is that AI cannot generalize well to unknown data. We already briefly mentioned that before. So if there is like a new example out of the distribution data that you are trying to feed to your model, you may not get a correct answer. So even if the AI tells you everything is okay, or maybe it tells you everything is not okay, it might be simply because you fed a different data, new classes, some anomalies to your model. So always verify the response with experts and other people in your environment. And the last point is that current results are promising, but it's still exploration, it's still research, it's still fun. More has to be done to turn AI into real thing and production ready solutions. So please be mindful about it when dealing with AI. Okay, and different organizations also see importance of that and also see importance of really analyzing AI. Currently it's a black box, so they realize how important it is to be really mindful and careful where using artificial intelligence. So World Health Organization focused on the ageism problem. So they analyzed benefits and dangers of artificial intelligence for older people and provided some guidance around this topic. The document is provided at the link on the slide, but a few points are listed here as well. So we'd like to briefly introduce them. First of all, WHO say that people from all age groups should participate in the design of AI technologies. Each person may have like different point of view, very important feedback, so it's really important to make it inclusive. Secondly, also the data science teams that work on developing the model, training the model, should be age diverse. Data that we use to feed into our models should be age inclusive. We cannot use the data collected from and by only a specific group of people. We should really make the data that we are using age inclusive. Next point is the investment in digital infrastructure and documents that older people could use, or also healthcare providers and caregivers can use to better understand artificial intelligence and keep on track with research in this area. Okay, next point, of course, older people should have rights to consent and contest to artificial intelligence. So the final decision has to be left to them. AI cannot make decision on its own. It can, again, guide, support, but it cannot make decisions for us. Also, government should focus on the importance of AI research and AI production solutions. It should implement appropriate frameworks and regulations to empower older people. Research in the AI should be even further increased. I know like it's really big nowadays, so we have tons of publications in this area. It's really hard to comprehend, but it's really important to understand that what works in the research phase may not work in the production. So a lot of thought has to be put into really understanding AI systems that we want to use. And also, last but not least, we should have robust ethics practices before deploying any AI solution. Okay, so that was the end of our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any other questions, please stay in touch with us. Thanks.